What's going on, guys? My name is Kyle and welcome back to another Spud Cup race day. This week we're actually at my home track, which definitely provided some very interesting racing. So without wasting any time, let's jump in and see how this round went. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Spud Cup race day. Today we're heading to the land down under in Australia, racing at the Sandown International Motor Raceway. Today's track length is a total of 3.13 kilometers and is definitely going to be one of those tracks that you are going to be on the limit the entirety of the race. Having a look at our Heat 1 results, we'll see exactly how people finished up in our sprint race today. You can see Lord Monkus and JDM taking out paces 1 and 2, with Azro, Tom, and Dart taking up our top 5. I finished in 6th. Underneath that, we have Patrick, Tim, Josh, and Bobby rounding out our top 10, with Mixter, Jeff, Sketch, Lynx, Trav, Aiden, and Jake finishing out our top 17. We are now having a rolling start, so without wasting any more time, let's jump and see our cars heading in to the start of today's race. Today's race is a rolling start, so it's a little bit different to what we've seen so far with our standing starts of the season. And what this essentially means is we need to wait for the safety car to pull into the pits before the green flag gets waved. You can already see people are really close and bunched up together. The last part of Sandown is very tight. There's a lot of small corners that need to be taken at some slower speeds, but we're going to see exactly how this goes underway. There was a lot of accidents here this week. There was a lot of carnage, and it's one of those tracks, like I said before, that you're on the limit and you're really pushing yourself the entirety of the race. There's a lot of high-speed corners, there's a lot of slow corners, and some straights that are really going to provide for some great overtaking opportunities, I apologize. But the safety car is now coming into the pits. Green flag is ready to go, and you can see Monkus in P1, and he is out in front, ready to go. Let's jump now to the cars and see exactly how people are taking off. We'll see exactly how this goes. You can see Monkus out in front, followed by JDM and Azro, and we are underway and ready to go. The guy in the back is waving the green flag, and we're heading into turn 1 for the first time in this race so far. This is a half-an-hour race like we've come to know in the Spud Cup season, so it's going to be one of those things as to, are you going to pit? Do you have to pit? It's going to completely depend. So far, no carnage. I can't see any deaths further down the track, but I can. We're looking at Jeff at the moment. Jeff spun. Not Jeff, sorry. Travis spun. Travis spun into turn 1. That is the first spin of the day. He puts him down to P15. We have Jake and Aiden are both still not racing. I don't know if they can compete. And Travis just mounting. This is forward drive. He spun again. We're going to have to change away from Trav. We're going to keep crashing. It's my fault, Trav. I do apologize. Looking at our leader now, we have Monkus out in front, Azra second, Tom in third. We've got everyone really close, super tight across the board. But you can see Monkus just absolutely attacking the first chicane here of the race. Absolutely attacking it. Super quick. He's coming through the end here now. We've got a nice long straight. You can see in the track map, top right corner, you can see it's really tight, and he's going to have a nice chicane here right through the second part of the chicane of the track. Really slow, dropping down into second, and then you're flying. You're absolutely booking it. You can see the cars in the distance, and Monkus has already made himself a 1 second difference. We have a bit of movement with Bobby. I think Bobby's had a bit of a spin. Let's have a look at Bobby now. I think Bobby's had a spin. He's gone off. Bobby's gone off. He's now moved his way down to 14th. Jeff is out in 13th. He's going to have a little bit of work to do, but like I said, this is only lap 1. Half an hour race. There's a lot of time to be making up this difference again. Bobby, unfortunate, but what a way to start your Sandown experience here in the Spud Cup Season 3. Let's jump up to Tom, because you can see Tom in P3 at the moment is 3/10 behind Azro. Azro has incredible speed, and Monkus now 1.5 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack so far. Looking on board now with him, you can see, looking at Tom, you've got Azro right in the distance, and JDM 6.5 tenths, 7 tenths behind. You can see Tom now 5 tenths behind, and this is one of those straights. This is the first major straight of the race here, besides pit lane. And you get a lot of slipstream speed. You get a lot of speed coming through here. 6th gear, absolutely flying through this part of the chicane. Flying through it, dropping down from 6th into 2nd, trying to keep it close to the apex. Tom has made up incredible time. I've also made a couple of positions. What's happened here? There's been carnage. We've had cars go off. There's been carnage so far. I don't know what's happened. JDM's gone off. Dart's gone off. Oh, God, you can see I've made my way up to P4. I don't know how the hell I've managed to do that, but I've made my way all the way up to P4, heading down the pit straight now. Right behind me, we have Tim. Tim is on the back of my car, and there's more carnage behind. More carnage back. Patrick has spun. The last corner of the track is definitely one of those oversteer centrals. Makes it very hard. Great job to him for holding on his brakes. Thank you so much, Patrick. We're going to jump away from him now, otherwise he's going to keep making mistakes and it's going to be my fault. That is unfortunate for him. Tom still right on the tail of Azro, right really close. 3 tenths behind. Really looking forward here. Dart and Patrick are now both in the pits. Jumping on board again with Tom. Look how close he is now, heading in to their lap 4 now, halfway through lap 3. He is now 3 tenths behind Azro, making up that time, and staying in that slipstream is going to be essential for him to make this overtake happen. But look at the time gained. Let's have a look at our sectors now and see exactly how these guys are going to stack up in the rest of the race here. We've got Azro with a 2-2-2 in the sector 1. Oh, Tom's mounting the curbs through here. My God, Kleeman is faster. Tom is faster Sector 1 and Sector 2 than Azro. And he's right on the front. Let's see him now. Right behind him, 2.5 tenths, staying right in the slipstream of Azro. And he wants to try and take an opportunity as he can. Let's see how he goes through this part of the last chicane of the race. Azro gets a way better line. Tom's still super close. 4 tenths, 3.5 tenths closer. This is going to be one of those sessions that you want to stay in the slipstreams for as long as possible, because that is where you're going to make up your time. I'm 3 seconds behind Tom. I'm in P4. Tim is right behind me. Tim is absolutely rapid at this track here at the moment. Dart now coming out of the pits. You can see Tim right behind me. Let's jump on board with him quickly and see how turn 1 is attacked. You want to get from 6th down into 3rd and really try and use as much track as you can. That right-hand curb in turn 1 is absolutely deadly. You do not want to be getting on the wrong side of that, because it will throw you out into the grass. Dropping down into 2nd, holding the apex and getting on the flat on the throttle as quickly as you can. And I'm now getting a little bit of distance to Tim, which is great for me. Not so good for Timmy. Timmy is now 9 tenths behind myself. I'm 2.5 seconds behind Tom. Tom is now 8 tenths behind Azro. And because there's going to be a little bit of battling up ahead with both Tom and Azro, that's going to give me an opportunity to try and get a little bit closer. I've already made it up to P4, which I don't know how I've done it, but we're going to try and hold on. The biggest thing of today's race is going to be trying to maintain not crashing. That is going to be the big thing. If you can get a clean race in, you're definitely going to be in a start. And look at we go. I started about talking about clean racing, and Mixter joins. Mixter goes back across Sketch. Sketch hits him. Oh, there's just mayhem and carnage. There's carnage everywhere. What is going on? Absolute carnage across the board. Absolute carnage. Mixter's the car in front. Josh right behind. We have JDM and then Lynx right behind that. This is already looking like absolute death and carnage. Josh right behind. Goes a little bit wide. Josh goes wide into the last corner. Like I said, this is one of those corners you need to go slow. Mixter now coming into the pits to get some damage and repairs. JDM is now up into P6. We have a Lynx right behind. JDM 5th, Lynx 6th. Way to go from Lynx. The driving from Lynx has been absolutely insane over the last couple of weeks. She's absolutely killing it. Incredible job. JDM's blinking. That makes me extremely nervous. Let's jump on board now. Lynx spins. I shouldn't have said anything. Lynx, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said a word. This is all my fault. I'm so sorry. You were doing so well. I apologize. Oh my God, I shouldn't be looking at replays. This is all my fault. Lynx, I do apologize. You are doing such a great job. Still in P9. Still a great job. Oh my God, I gotta stop looking at cars. This is just all my fault. Let's jump up to Tim now. Hopefully if someone's gonna spin, it'll be Timmy. That's a joke. Tim, please don't sue me. Tim is now up into P5. P4, sorry. I've made my way to P3. How in the hell has this happened? I got no idea how I've made it up to P3 so far, but I'm P3, Tim P4. We have 5.5 minutes into our 30-minute race, and you can see here in the last chicane of the race, like I said, you don't want to hit that last curb, and you don't want to get on the throttle too early, because oversteer is definitely something that's claimed a lot of lives this race. It's made it very difficult for a lot of people to get that speed slowed down enough to make that turn happen without having too many issues. Tim now really close still. Lynx on the inside. This is going to be make or break. Make or break. Tim makes the way through. Lynx backs off. Trav backs off. He's still right there, right behind me. I'm right in front now. You can see going through that chicane. It is really quick, fast speed chicane. And you can see Timmy is still rapid, right on me, less than a second to the distance. Let's jump to Jeff now. We can see Jeff is right behind Tom. Tom is 3 tenths up ahead. Let's jump on board with him. You can see right behind. You got Jeff right behind him, backing off a little bit, 7 tenths. Going through this part of the chicane, just look at how quick this part of the track is. Look how fast these cars are going through this part of the track, slowing down from 5th down into 2nd. Sorry, going straight to Craig. Look at that right-hand curb. He's now making a distance. You got 2 seconds to Tom. 2 seconds to Jeff, sorry. Mega speed here from Tom. Tom's last lap so far has been a 110. Sorry, his last lap was a 126 because he pit, but his best is a 110.6. Incredible pace. Super quick, but still not the fastest I think we're going to see today. It is going to be one of those races that either you do really well or you are going to suffer and it's going to be quite difficult to get through. But look at the curb. Taking as much curb as he can. Absolutely insane. I've just done my best lap of the race with a 110.6. Tim with a 110.5. Let's jump up to this battle between me and Tim here in 3rd and 4th. We are fighting for the position to get on the podium. Tim right behind me takes a way better line, I think, through turn 1 because he is still super close and using the slipstream to his advantage. 6 tenths now coming through the first chicane. Super quick pace through both of us. Trying to stay as far away from Tim as I possibly can. He's now at the 5 tenths behind. Half a second, 6 tenths. I got a little bit of a better exit, but Tim now has the advantage of the slipstream heading in to the second part of the chicane of this track. Really close. 6 tenths. He's really not letting up. Tim's pace here has been absolutely insane. Whether he's got a lot of practice or experience at Sandown is irrelevant because his pace is reachable. I just can't get away from him. No matter what I do, I can't get away from him. Look at the curb that he takes. Way more comfortable through this part of the track than I am. Trying to get a good exit. You got Josh on the outside there. Josh spun just slightly. He's a lap down from us at the moment, so he gets out of the way and stays there. Thank you so much, Josh. I appreciate you. This is really, really close between the two of us, but we're going to jump to another battle here. We've got Mixter and Sketch. Really, really close, these two here. Jumping on board with the Mixter. You've got him right behind. You can see Sketch in that Golf McLaren livery, sorry. Side by side. They're side by side going through. They are side by side heading into the hard left. This is a high-speed left. Sketch backs out. Mixter makes the move on the inside, heading into the second chicane here. Tight left-hand corner here. Look at this. Really, really close. Sketch gets a little bit of distance to Mixter. Mixter gets slightly ahead. Great driving by them. Great driving. Let's jump back now to Tim and myself. Tim really making a move here. 4/10 behind. He's staying nice and close. Does not want to let off. Really good line by Tim. The driving here today has been absolutely insane by him so far. We are 9 minutes into our 30-minute race, and already it has been absolutely filled with close driving and really intense racing so far. A little bit of accidents, couple of problems so far, but overall it's been a relatively clean race with no major problems, but I don't want to jinx it because I do have a good habit of doing that. Tim now making a mega move in the slipstream, has way more speed than I do. Great line. Look at the distance. He's made 3/10 in that little part. Hard left-hand corner. I go a little bit wide. Tim gets a good exit out of that corner. Still stays in the slipstream, and like I said, the slipstream here is massive. It is a mega gap to make up if you are in the slipstream. Now, this is one of those hard parts. This last corner is a hard 90 degree, and like Tim just did there, you don't want to hit that curb. The minute you mount that curb, it lifts the wheels off the car off the ground, and you just lose so much momentum and speed, and you want to try and hold on to that if you can. Mixter now, 4/10 behind Links. Let's jump to Mixter. Another great battle. We got Mixter, 4/10 behind Sketch. 4/10 behind Links. Sketch is right in front. There's a little bit of a lock up here by Links. Links is feeling the pressure. Feeling a little bit of pressure here from Mixter. Links is out in front in P8. Incredible driving by them. Well done to keep the consistency up. I'm not going to say too much because they spun last time, and I'm sorry. Links getting a little bit shallow. Gets a little squirrely. Mixter gets a great line. Mixter right behind, 1.5 tenths. Is he going to make a move? Is he going to make a move? We've got Sketch right behind as well. They're going to be 3 wide into turn 1. This is going to be absolutely ridiculous. They're going to be 3 wide heading to turn 1. We got Links on the outside, Sketch in the middle, and Mixter on the inside line. Can they make this happen? Look at how intense this is. This is close. Sketch backs out. Links backs out. I think Links goes a little bit wide. Sketch spins. Dart goes on the inside. Mixter now in front. Links right behind. Dart has made his way in between the two. That is absolutely insane. Incredible driving by them. Well done to them all. Incredible. Dart is actually a lap down at the moment, so it's not racing for position, but he does have an opportunity to unlap himself. Incredible driving. Azro now jumping up to our lead. As we can see, Azro has just completed his fastest lap of the race with a 1:09.9, which is the fastest lap of today. You can see Tim again right in the distance there, right behind me. This is going to be really tight. Tim closing in 2.5 tenths. The battling between Tim and myself has been definitely very close in previous Spud Cup seasons. Tim and I's close racing has resulted in a lot of accidents for the two of us because neither of us want to back out of the battle we're having with each other. So we'll see how this turns out for the two of us here. Tim really close, not backing out at all. Incredible driving by him. He seems to be super comfortable with this car so far. Great driving across the board by Timmy. Let's jump now. We'll see exactly how the battle is going. The closest between the bot is me and Tim. We have Jeff now coming into the pits. Josh now coming out of the pits. Josh is now making his way out of pit lane. And this is going to be very close because you can see the cars from 8th down to 15th are a lap down from the leaders at the moment. So there's been a little bit of carnage across the line. Super quick. Tim mounts the curb. I don't know if he's going to get a slowdown from that or if he's just going to get some incidents for an off track, but we'll see what that's going to happen. Trav now spun. He's out in front. We've got Bobby in car number 33. You got Trav is really having a lot of trouble here with this car so far. Bobby trying to get out of the way as quick as he can because he's currently in a lap down. Azro now completed another fastest lap of the race with the 1:09.8. I am right behind Bobby. I've got Timmy right behind me. Bobby now pulls over to the left-hand side to let us pass. Can we get enough of a gap? I get just past him. I get past him heading into turn 1. He's right behind. He's held him up. He's tried to get out of the way. Tim's gone on the inside to get past him, but he gets past him. Heading into turn 1, he's still 5.5 tenths behind. And he spins. He goes wide. Timmy goes wide. Oh, what's happened? Timmy tried to get on the inside. It was a little bit late for a move to get past Bobby, and he's just outbroke himself. He's spun. He's back. He's now got 6.5 seconds behind me. I've got a bit of a distance now to try and calm down and work out what is going on. That is so unfortunate from Timmy. So unfortunate. But the speed and the pace that he's had so far, I don't imagine he's going to have too many issues trying to get back up closer to the rest of the pack. He's now 7.5 seconds behind myself, and like I said, that gives me a little bit of a breathing room. I've got 8 seconds to Azro, and I'm now trying to save some fuel. I had no idea whether we were going to make it to the end of this race, but I don't want to pit. You can see Jeff, Trav, people like that are pitting at the moment. They're spun. Bobby locked up a little bit. No big deal. No big deal. But locks up a little bit, but he still keeps it on the track. Bobby has done incredible jobs in the last couple of weeks, and he's definitely getting a good feel for this car, so he's doing a fantastic job and keeping it nice and consistent, which is great for him. You got Azra now has just completed a lap of 113.2, so either he's gone off or he is trying to save fuel as well. Bobby goes a little bit wide there into the last turn of this track. Like I said, it is hard to scrub off that speed and get a good lead into the track. Let's look now at our leader. We've got Munkus out with a 5-second lead. Absolutely insane. I've now made my way up to 5.5 seconds behind Azro. I want to try and get as close as I can, but I think Azro is doing the same thing I am by trying to save some fuel. Munkus, I think, doing the same thing because Azro is trying to get a rapid pace on him. This is going to be very close across the board. Really close across the board. You can see Azro 5 seconds in the distance. You can see him catching up now, coming down the main straight, and then not far behind him. I'm about 5 seconds coming down the main straight now. I'm right behind him as well. This is going to be one of those tracks that if you can get into the slipstream, if you can make up that distance, get into the slipstream, you're going to get a good advantage. Let's have a look now at the sectors across the board and see how I stack up with Tim behind and Azro out in front. I've actually done a faster sector in Sector 1 and Sector 2 than Azro, but Timmy is now a 10th down in Sector 1 and 2 from myself. So I think he's either trying to save some fuel or he might even have some damage from that spin. Still unsure. We'll see exactly what happens with him, whether he comes into the pits or not to get some damage repair. I'm sure we're going to find out. My last lap was a 110.7. Azro's was a 110.7 as well, so we're on the same pace across the board. Munkus is out in front with his fastest lap. His last lap was a 110.2, so we're all very consistent. We're all still in the 110s. JDM's just done his fastest lap of the race with a 110.1. Incredibly quick lap. The fastest lap still stands with Azro with a 109.8. Incredibly quick. Super fast. Not far from him is Tom with a 109.85. Actually, Tom, sorry, with a 109.85 and Azro with a 109.89. So Tom actually does hold the fastest lap of today's race so far. Car number 32 goes a little bit wide. Trav gets out of the way. I'm still now in P3, getting really close, trying to catch up. Lynx, let's see Lynx now, a little bit of a battle. To Patrick out in front, 2/10 right behind. Lynx has done such an incredible job with getting some feel for this car and getting used to this car. Lynx did join us a couple of weeks ago in the Spud Cup Season 3, so she's definitely been at a slight disadvantage, and she spins. I shouldn't have looked. Lynx, oh my god. Lynx, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have looked. I shouldn't have looked. Let's jump back up to Azro. Lynx, I'm so sorry. I tried to compliment. I do apologize. What I was trying to say is Lynx joined us not long ago and has already shown incredible improvement across the board. I'm just going to stop clicking on your car this race, Lynx. I do apologize. I'm so sorry. Azro goes a little bit wide into turn 1 there. Still 5/10 behind Munkus. I'm 5 seconds behind Munkus. I'm 6 seconds behind him. Dart is now 1/10, making a move on Josh. Let's jump to Dart. Josh and Dart are side by side. This is going to be very interesting. You can see Josh out in front, Dart just behind, 2.5 3/10 heading into the fast left. They're going into the chicane here now, trying to get as much speed and maintain as they can to jump on board with Dart and see what this looks like for him. A little bit wide to that part of the track, but Josh was as well. 7/10 behind Josh. These guys are a lap down from the current leading lap, but by the time they cross the line, they should be back on the same continuous lap. And you can see here, jumping down into third, Josh gets a little bit narrow on that exit, which gives Dart a good run. A very good run to try and make this overtake happen. He's now in the slipstream of Josh. How is this going to play out? Let's see these two cars come beaming down. They're going really close, super close, less than 2/10. Dart backs off a little bit, tries to get a little bit of distance, heading into turn 1. You want to start braking right after the 100-meter board. Drop from 6th down into 3rd without dropping too quickly. Now Dart stays in 4th. That probably gives him a really good run and tries to keep the momentum as best he can. Super faster here, 3rd gear through here. Yeah, staying on 3rd. You want to start braking right here down into 2nd. Hold it tight to the apex. Josh goes a little bit wide, gets a little squirrely, and this gives a good run to Dart. Really good run to Dart going down the straight now, heading into the fast left. What is going to happen here? Dart makes a move up on the inside. Josh still there. They're side by side. Dart might just get past him into the straight. This is going to be very interesting. Oh my god, these guys are so close. Dart, right, they're side by side. They are side by side heading to the fast left. Josh backs out. Dart makes a move. Can Josh still stay close? That was a great move by Dart. Incredible driving. He got a really good run out into that straight. And like we say every week with these cars, momentum is key. The less you brake, the more momentum you get into these corners really sets you up for these straights. The slipstream in these cars is definitely something you want to be utilizing as best as you can. And Dart did an incredible job there leading out of that corner. Josh spins. Oh, he shouldn't be looking. This is why. God, what am I doing, guys? I'm so sorry. I'm ruining everyone's races. Jesus, Josh spins in the last corner. Like I said at the start, this is oversteer city. The minute that you put too much throttle down in that last corner, it is so unforgiving with the rotation in this car that you will spin into an oversteer situation. Not a very good start, unfortunately, for Josh in heading into lap 17, but he is still P14. He's going to take back Dart. He's 7 seconds behind Dart, and he can catch it up. I'm telling you right now, the pace that Josh has got is definitely great, and he's going to catch back up. Azro now 4 seconds behind Munkus. I think Munkus is starting to save some fuel. I've backed up a little bit on Azro. My last lap from Azro was a 111.7, Azro's was a 110.8, and Munkus was a 111.2, so I think that both myself and Munkus are saving fuel, and I think Azro is trying to play it out and see how much pace he's got and how much fuel he can utilize before the end of today's race. We'll see exactly how this turns out. Again, I didn't know if we needed to pit. Nobody was really sure if you could do a full stint on the fuel of this car. You won't have to stop to get tires because it is only a half-an-hour race, but in a lot of the different races in the Spud Cup Season 3, you do have to stop and get a little bit of fuel to make the rest of the race. Patrick now finished a 110.3, and Dart has, Sketch has just done his fast lap of the race with a 110.5. Incredible laps by these guys. Everybody very consistent, and everyone on the same sort of playing field with their 110s. Some people doing 111s when you're saving fuel like Dart just now. Munkus just done a lap of a 110.3. Incredibly quick. 110.1 for Azro. Azro's got the pace. You can see Azro now coming up behind car number 31, which is Josh. Josh backing out slightly, I think, into turn 1, but he can't. He's too far ahead. So Azro's going to have to try and use his slipstream. He does. Josh backs out. I don't know if he overbrake. He spun. He didn't. He tried to give him a little bit of space. Great move by him. Bit of an unorthodox pass, but makes it happen. Did it safely. That's all that really matters. Azro 4 seconds behind Munkus. Munkus is really going to have to start putting some times down now, but he has. The last lap for him was a 110.3, so I think he's given up on saving fuel now. He might have enough to make it. He's going to be putting the pedal to the metal and trying to get as quick as he can before the end of today's race. Tom now right behind JDM. Let's jump to them and see the battle between the two. Tom is 8 tenths behind JDM. Let's jump on board with Tom and see the laps that he's got so far. The dashboard of Tom, you can see he's doing 120 kilometers coming through this part of the track, 100 Ks of that left-hander, and let's see how quick they can get these cars heading into the straight here. 160 kilometers, he's 7 tenths behind JDM, and he is close enough to be utilizing that slipstream. Look at how quick he's going to make up this time. Already a 10th here that he's made up just by being this far away from the car out in front. So like I said, if you're in striking distance of that slipstream, you really can get a really good run. Absolutely launched it over that chicane. Made it super, super close to the back of JDM's car. Really confident line. Josh parked up on the outside there, had a little bit of a bingle coming out of that left-hander. He's really, really close now. Tom, 4.5 tenths right behind JDM, 4.5 tenths leading in to the last chicane. Really mounts it, really confident with this car. Tom is such a quick driver. It is very hard to get away from him. If he has you in his sights, he's going to try and take that and make it happen. Heading down now the straight, you can see JDM 4.5 tenths behind Tom, jumping back on board with Tom now. 200 kilometers on the main straight, right in the slipstream. You can see he is making that time. 4 tenths. He's now 3.5 tenths into turn 1. Brakes just after the 100-meter board between the 100 and the 50. Stays in 4th gear. Maybe this is why my turn 1 wasn't as good, because I was dropping down into third gear now into the first chicane. Really, really confident line from Tom there, heading into JDM behind him. You can see 4.5 tenths now heading into the straight, and this again he is a lot closer in this part of the track as he was last lap. Can Tom make it happen heading in to the fast left? He is now 4 tenths. You can see Dart and Trav are both in pit lane coming into the pits now. He is going to make this happen. Tom is 3.5 tenths behind JDM. Looking at our blimp camera, you can see just how fast that left-hander is. 220 kilometers. Really, really quick through this part of the chicane. Heading down now the hard left. Really, really close. You want to get a good line out of that area, and he has. Tom is now 3.5 tenths, 3 tenths, heading down even less than that. Really, really close. Jumping on board with him now. You can see, I think that's Tim out in front. I'll see if Timmy gets out of the way on the main straight. Tom a little bit squirrely, but not that big of a deal. JDM goes a little bit wide, and now you can see this is where the time is going to be made again. Really good run from Tom, but JDM still had a great run out of that corner. Tom now fastest lap of the race with a 109.7. Incredibly quick lap. I told you these laps are going to only get faster and faster. The lighter these cars get, the quicker they're going to be. JDM, good line into turn 1. Tom gets a little bit wide on the curb. Like I said, you don't want to be on that curb on the wrong side because it will throw you out into the grass. Tom was really utilizing as much of the track as he possibly could. He is now 3.5 tenths behind. JDM now 6 tenths behind Tim. This is going to be a really, really close battle across the board. We'll see what happens with these 3 cars between P6 and P4. Timmy wants to hold on to that P10. He's P4 onto that P4. He's 10 seconds behind myself, but these guys are all really, really, really close. Now heading into the hard left. Let's see exactly this fast left. JDM blinking a little bit, making everyone a little bit nervous. Timmy now Gets JDM right behind him. Tom, super quick. This is going to be such an intense drive across the board for these three drivers here. You've got JDM right in between the two. This is going to be tight. This is going to be close. You can see Tom not wanting to let off right behind. Really close in the braking zone. Timmy right out in front. Let's see what Tim looks like right out in front. Super close. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be an interesting end to this lap. You can see JDM sandwiched right between Tim and Tom. That is going to be very confusing, and I'm probably going to slip that up, but you can ignore it. This is going to be very close heading in now. Let's see what happens through turn one. Turn one is definitely one of those corners. This is really close. Tom really close to JDM. Brakes a little bit too late. He goes a little bit wide. JDM really close to Timmy. He's blinking a little bit. Let's jump to Tim's camera and see what this looks like for him from behind. You've got JDM right behind car number 48. You've got Tom right behind him, car number 33. I think he's the car number. He's number 33, correct. You've got JDM right behind, and then Tom right behind that. Timmy is doing a fantastic job defending this position. He's done such a great job getting up into P4, and to hold it for as long as he has, he's absolutely killing it. JDM is super quick. Tom is always super fast, and JDM is going to be trying to make a move here. I can feel it. I can feel it. Super quick through this part of the track. JDM not letting off, right behind Timmy. He's just waiting for a mistake to happen. He wants to capitalize and take that position if he can. JDM a little bit wide. Tim trying to defend as best he can. You can see JDM is right on the tires. He's right on the rear of the tires. He bats to back out a little bit. Tim being a really defensive line. Really great move by him. JDM still nice and close, hits the rear curb. Tom's now going to make a move on JDM. This is going to be very close between the three drivers here. You can see, jumping onto our blimp camera, you can see Tom and JDM side by side, really close, heading to turn one. This might give Tim a little bit of a chance to try and use his optimal line, and then the other two drivers might have to battle it out, and we'll see what happens here. JDM, Tom makes a move on the inside, really close. JDM backs out just a little bit. This is great driving between the three of them. Absolutely insane. Tim doing a fantastic job defending, but now he has one more challenge with Tom right behind him. He is going to try and utilize as much as he can. Look at the distance, the line. This is going to be very hard across the board. You can see Tom blinking a little bit. These cars are so close to each other. So close to each other. Tim is now on the inside, heading into the fast left. Can Tom make a move up on the outside? Tim being very defensive. Let's see what happens across the board. You can see JDM now right behind. This is so close. This makes me so nervous. Oh, you got to hold your breath coming into this hard left, don't you? Really fast. Tom goes a little bit wide. No big deal. JDM goes off track. A little bit squirrely. Tries to get it in. Locks up front left. Just a little bit. That gives Tim an opportunity to get further ahead. That's 5 tenths. Sorry, half a second out in front. This is really close across the board. This has given Tim a good opportunity. We now have 5 minutes left. We're 25 minutes into this half an hour race, and I don't think they're going to have to pit, but JDM got a good run out of this part of the track. This is going to be very nerve-wracking for Timmy. Very nerve-wracking for Timmy. Timmy now tries to get on the inside line, defend it as best he possibly can. Tom now makes a move on the outside. Oh, this is going to be so intense. This is going to be so intense. Timmy tries to hold on the defensive line. Has to get on the brakes a little bit earlier now because he's not really on an optimal line to make this move happen. JDM goes a little bit wide. They touch slightly. No big deal. A little bit of neck code, but that gives JDM an opportunity to make a move. He does. Tim goes wide. Tim goes wide. Gets it on. No. Oh, no. Tim goes wide. Tim goes wide, hits the grass, gets thrown into the air, and then absolutely RKOs Tom coming through that part of the chicane. What an unfortunate end to an incredible battle. That was absolutely intense. My props go to Tim. The defense that he given for their last 10 laps has been absolutely insane, and I know that I would have absolutely choked under pressure after the second lap. It was incredible driving by him. How an unfortunate end. Timmy is now up in the pits. JD has made it up to P4. Tim is now getting repairs. That car has seen better days. That is such an unfortunate end to a great battle for the last couple of laps. That is absolutely ruthless. Tom has now got a bit of damage. You can see to the front of his car has a little bit of damage now. That's going to affect him slightly in his front downforce, and with a lot of these high-speed corners, it's going to make it quite difficult to really put the pressure down. But now he comes into the pits. He now comes into the pits to get a quick repair, maybe get a splash of fuel. I'm not too sure what the game plan is for other people across the board, but this is going to be a very interesting end. Tim, I know he probably feels terrible for that, and that is not his fault. Unfortunately, one of those things, it's a racing incident. You get pushed wide, one of those things, man. Unfortunately, that little lip that you had, that jump made it very difficult. Timmy is going to have to tow, so he's probably still waiting to get back to the pits. What an unfortunate end. I'm so sorry to see that. You can see Azra now 3.9 seconds behind. I'm 17 seconds behind Azro, and I've got JDM 9 seconds behind me. This is going to be really close to see how this turns out. I'm still trying to save fuel. My last lap was a 112.2. Azro's was a 110.2. He's 2 seconds faster per lap than myself, which is why he's probably pulling away really, really quickly. You got a yellow flag waved back at the start of pit lane. I don't know exactly why. A little bit wide there from Trav. Azro's still doing a great job. Dart, let's jump to this now quickly because Dart and Lynx are side by side. They are side by side. Heading into this turn 1. They are heading into turn 1. What is going to happen here? Lynx cuts him off on the outside. Great move. Sticks her line. Incredible job. Dart backs out a little bit. Bobby now heading into the pits. Tim now coming out of the pits there. You can see Dart right behind Lynx trying to capitalize and get that position. He wants to get all the way up into P11 if he can. We'll see what happens here. Really, really close. Lynx doing an incredible job. Incredible job. Like I said, I don't want to jinx too much with Lynx's car because I've done it a couple of times today, but she has joined us quite recently and has shown so much improvement in the last couple of rounds, which is definitely something we like to see, which is great. You can see the line here, Dart being very, very aggressive, a little bit more confident with the car, I think, than Lynx hitting into that part of the track. Little lock up there from Lynx, trying to be defensive, close off that line. Dart giving him a good run now, heading into the last part of the course, last chicane of the course, sorry. Heading through now, you can see a little bit wider on the outside, makes a move on the outside. Lynx tries to slow it down as best he can. Dart spins! Oh my god! What's going on? Dart gets a tire in the dirt. Lynx collects him. Gets a slight tire in the dirt. What an unfortunate way to take it out. Oh my god. Lynx now comes into the pit. What is going on? I feel like I shouldn't be looking at anybody's cars. I'm so sorry. Dart gets a slight tire on the dirt, causes him to spin. A little bit of oversteer there from him. What an unfortunate way to end. Jeez, I shouldn't be looking at other people's cars. Let's just look at myself, because then if I crash somebody out, it's my fault. I've made my way up into P3. I don't know how in the hell I'm on the podium again so far, but we've got a minute left. There is 1 minute and 10 seconds left. JDM now 6.5 seconds behind. Having a look at the sectors, you can see he is way faster than me through most part of this track. My last lap was a 1:11.4, so I'm now starting to not save fuel and put my foot down to try and get away from JDM. His first sector was 2.5 tenths faster than myself, and I'm 2.5 tenths slower than Azro out in P2. My last sector was 4 tenths faster than Azro in Sector 2, and JDM was 3.5 tenths faster than I was through Sector 2. I could be in a lot of trouble here with JDM coming right behind me, super, super close, but we are now 30 seconds to the end of our race session. Am I going to get a white flag? I think this is white flag wave. It is. You can see him waving the white flag. This is last lap for the leaders at the moment. We've got Munkus out in front. He has got a commanding lead. You can see him now, our leader, going through the back straight before heading into that fast left. He's done an incredible job out in front from the start and maintained his lead with very, very minimal issues. He's done a great job to get away and can keep consistency. His best lap of the race has been a 1:10 flat, which is not a slow lap at all. Azro, his best lap is a 1:09.8, and mine with a 1:10.6. So you can see everybody is very, very similar in sort of times across the board. You can see JDM now 6 seconds behind myself. He's not going to be able to make it up. He's not going to be able to make it up. Any other battles across the line? I don't think we have. We've got Sketch and Patrick. A little bit of problems. There's Patrick spun. He hasn't. I think it was Bobby that had a bit of an issue. Sketch out in front. You got Sketch in P7. Lord Munkus has now crossed the line, taking our win, winning today's round. Azro now crossing the line as well in P2. And myself, I am right behind. I'm coming through the last part of the track now. This is make or break. JDM 6 seconds behind. If I make a mistake, if I have an accident, if I crash, this is JDM's podium to take. But I don't think I'm going to have a problem. I don't. Heading out of the last part of the track, going across the line. That is a podium finish for myself with my best lap of the race being a 1:10.4. I've now got a podium finish here at Sandown, my home track. I'm so impressed with myself to be getting a P3. I don't know how it's happened, but it has. Munkus out in front, Azro second, myself in P3. What a way to finish up. Mixter now coming through the last part of the track. You can see him ready to cross the line in P5, taking out our 5th position. Tom right behind him in P6, right to come through the last chicane, finishing up the rest of this race. You can see here, like I said, it is so tight in that last little part, and if you hit that blue curb on the outside of that corner, it is all over. It makes it very, very difficult to regain any sort of line across. Tom now in P6, and that has finished up our race for the day. What an incredible way to finish up Sandown here, and what an incredible race across the board. Looking at our results now for our feature race, you can see Monkus out in front, Azro second, and myself in P3. Don't know how I've managed to get on the podium, but I'm so impressed that I've managed to do it. You can see a 4-second gap between Monkus and Azro and a 23-second gap between me and Azro. Very, very difficult to catch these guys. The pace here has been absolutely rapid, and they've done such an incredible job keeping the cars clean and across the line. Underneath myself, you have JDM and Mixter rounding out our top 5s with Tom, Sketch, Patrick, and Tim, with Jeff in our P10 rounding out our top 10 drivers for the day. We have Josh, Lynx, Bobby, Dart, Trav, Aiden, and Jake finishing out the rest of the grid. I don't think we had Aiden and Jake race today. I think they were part of our heat race, but had to step away for our main feature today. We're having 15 drivers on the grid for our feature race. Incredible driving across the board. Everybody's done such an incredible job, and the improvement has been phenomenal. You can see Bobby and Lynx in P12 and 13. Bobby is definitely going to be picking it up next week at Okayama, but so far his progression has been absolutely insane. And again, massive shout out to Lynx. Lynx has had 2 P14 finishes, and now with a P12, we can see the improvement, and you can see how well she is getting a feel for this car. So incredible job, great driving. You've absolutely nailed it. Mixter in a P5, Tom in a P6, Sketch 7th. Again, the driving here and the level of driving has been nuts. But I want a massive shout out again to Monkus for the clean and incredible driving and display of ability here today. Azro P2, and then JDM again. P4, incredible driving from him. He's done such a great job this season, and I cannot wait to see what the rest of the Spud Cup seasons hold for him and how well he can do. Thank you guys so much for taking part in these Spud Cup racing seasons. I really appreciate your involvement, and I really appreciate the fact that you guys enjoy being part of this community. It's an incredible experience to be part of it with you guys. So thank you so much for taking part and enjoying these races as much as I do. If you guys want to see more of the Season 3 here at the Spud Cup, we have a full playlist on the YouTube channel. You can watch everything from round 1 all the way to now and keep up to date with what is happening and the progression across the board with all of these drivers. If you guys want to see the races live, we stream them every single Friday on our Twitch channel. I'll leave all the information with our schedule in the description below. Please feel free, come and join us. Let us know you found this video. We would love to have you as part of the community. If you guys want to join us on any of our other social media, I will leave all the links in the description below. Come and say, oh, I saw it. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.